I have no one, no spouse, no children who call, no grandchildren who visit, no close friends, no family that checks in. I am truly alone, and for a long time I thought that meant I was finished, that my life was over, that there was no point in going on. But I was wrong, because being alone taught me something that people with safety nets never learn. It taught me how to actually take care of myself, not just survive, but actually live and thrive without anyone else. And before I run out of time, I need to teach you this, because the safety net is disappearing for all of us, and if you do not know how to stand alone, you will fall. So I am going to give you 5 rules, the 5 rules of true self-reliance, and if you learn them now, you will never be broken by being alone. Let me be clear about something. Being alone and being lonely are different things. You can be surrounded by people and be utterly lonely, and you can be completely alone and be perfectly content. The difference is whether you are dependent on others for your sense of self. Most people are dependent. They depend on their spouse to make them feel loved. They depend on their children to give them purpose. They depend on friends to make them feel valuable. And when those people are gone, they shatter, because they have no internal foundation. They are a house built on sand. That is not self-reliance. Self-reliance is not being stubborn. It is not being cold. It is not rejecting help when you genuinely need it. True self-reliance is knowing that your worth comes from inside you, not from how many people love you, not from how many people need you, but from what you have built inside yourself. I learned this the hard way. When my wife died, I thought I would die too. When my children stopped calling, I thought it was the end. But it was actually the beginning of learning who I actually was without anyone else defining me. And now I am going to teach you what I learned. Rule 1. Your body is your first responsibility. Your body is the only thing that is truly yours. The only thing no one can take from you. Not your money, not your time, not your love, but your body, your health, your physical strength. These are yours to protect or destroy. If you are alone, you cannot afford to fall apart. You cannot afford to get sick because there is no one to take care of you. So rule number 1 is simple. You take care of your body like your life depends on it, because it does. This means moving every single day. It means eating food that nourishes you, not food that comforts you. It means sleeping when your body needs sleep. It means going to the doctor when something is wrong. It means not waiting for someone else to notice that you are falling apart. I walk every single day, 2 miles, even when it is cold, even when I do not feel like it, because I know that if I stop moving, I will calcify. I will become stiff and immobile, and then I will fall and I will have no one to pick me up. So I move. My body is my responsibility. Rule 2. Your mind is your second responsibility. A body without a mind is just meat. A mind without purpose is just suffering. So rule number 2 is that you have to feed your mind. You have to keep it sharp. You have to give it something to do. People who are alone often make the mistake of spending all their time consuming, watching television, scrolling the internet, numbing themselves to the pain of not being needed. That is slow suicide. Your mind needs to be challenged. It needs to create. It needs to learn. If you are alone, that is your job now, to give your own mind purpose. I read, I write, I study, I think about problems and try to solve them, not for anyone else, for myself, because my mind is my responsibility. Find something that fascinates you, something that makes you forget about being alone for a few hours, because a mind in motion stays young, a mind in stasis dies. Rule 3. Your solitude is not a prison, it is a choice. This is the hardest rule to learn, but it is the most important. Your aloneness is not something that happened to you. It is something you have chosen, even if you did not realize you were choosing it. This does not mean you are responsible for other people abandoning you. It means you are responsible for how you respond to it. You can see your alone time as punishment, or you can see it as freedom, and that choice changes everything. I could spend my time angry that no one calls. I could spend my days bitter that my children do not need me, but that would be giving them power over my happiness, and I refuse. Instead, I have chosen to see my solitude as a gift. I wake up when I want. I eat what I want. I spend my time how I want. I go where I want, and that freedom is precious. There are people drowning in relationships who would kill for this freedom. So rule 3 is this: stop resisting your aloneness. Stop waiting for someone to save you from it. Choose it, embrace it, transform it from a prison into a sanctuary. Rule 4: your contribution matters even if no one sees it. Most people feel like their life is pointless unless someone is watching, unless someone is grateful, unless someone is acknowledging what they have done. If you are going to be alone, you cannot think like that. You have to learn to do things that matter to you, even if no one will ever thank you, even if no one will ever know. You clean your house even though no one is coming. You cook yourself a good meal even though you are eating alone. You make your bed even though no one will see it. These things matter because they matter to you, because taking care of the details is how you maintain your dignity. It is how you stay civilized. It is how you remember that you are a person worth taking care of. I volunteer sometimes, not because anyone notices, not because anyone thanks me, but because it reminds me that I am still useful, that I still have something to give, even if no one is watching. Rule 5: your worth is not negotiable. This is the final rule, and it is the foundation of all the others. Your worth as a human being is not dependent on whether anyone loves you, is not dependent on whether anyone needs you, is not dependent on whether anyone even knows you exist. You are valuable because you are alive, because you think, because you feel, because you are conscious and aware, and you get to decide how you spend your limited time. That is enough. That has to be enough. Too many people spend their lives trying to prove their worth to other people, trying to earn love, trying to become important, enough to be noticed. And if you are alone, you cannot do that. You have to know deep down in your bones that you matter, not because anyone said so, but because you decided it. I matter, not because my children call, not because my spouse is proud of me, not because anyone knows my name, but because I exist, and I get to decide what I do with my existence, and that is sacred. These 5 rules are not abstract. They saved my life. Literally, 8 years ago, I fell in my house. I was alone. No one knew I had fallen, and it took me 3 hours to drag myself to the phone and call for help. If I had not had a strong body from years of moving and exercise, I would not have had the strength to drag myself. If I had not had a sharp mind, I would not have remembered where my phone was. If I had not learned to value my own life, I might not have bothered to call, but I had all 3 things, and I survived. And then I came home from the hospital, and I had to take care of myself, make my own meals, clean my own house, do my own physical therapy. And if I had not learned rules 4 and 5, I might have given up. But I knew my work mattered even if no one was watching, and I knew my worth was not dependent on anyone else's help. So I did the work, and I healed. I am 87 years old, and I am truly alone, and I have never been more alive, not because I am happy all the time. I am not because I do not wish things were different. I do. But because I learned these 5 rules, and they gave me a foundation that no one could take from me. If you are alone right now, if you feel like you have no one, I need you to hear this. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of learning who you actually are. Learn these rules, master them, because the world is changing. People are isolating, families are breaking apart, and if you do not know how to stand alone, you will fall. If this resonated with you, leave a comment. Tell me which rule you need to learn first, because you are not alone in this, even if you are alone in your house. And if you want more about self-reliance, wisdom, and what it actually means to live, subscribe, because I have much more to teach. I am tired now, but I am standing.